If cockroaches can survive world floods, biological warfare, and atomic bombs, then what, pray tell, is inside a can of Raid? Taco Bell doesn't have any play place because it's hard to have fun when at any moment you might shit your pants. What is the most common crime in China? Identity fraud. Pinocchio was fed up with the constant complaints from his dates, always saying, "Every time we make love, I get all these splinters." So Pinocchio went back and visited his original maker, Geppetto the carpenter, for advice. "Sandpaper," said the carpenter. "Sandpaper's what you need. A lot of sandpaper." So Pinocchio took all the sandpaper home. A few weeks later, Geppetto bumped into Pinocchio, so he asked him, "How are you getting along with all the girls now?" Pinocchio replied, "Girls? Who needs girls? If you smell the Jamaican word of the day, dandelion. The cheetah runs faster than the lion." But Tunes, how do you sleep at night knowing that there are people that don't like you? Me, butt-ass naked with the fan on high. Cinderella wants to go to the ball really bad, but her wicked stepmother won't let her. As Cinderella sits crying in the garden, her fairy godmother appears and promises to provide Cinderella with everything she needs to go to the ball, but only on 2 conditions. First, you must wear a diaphragm, and Cinderella agrees. "What's the second condition?" she asks. "You must be home by 2 a.m. Any later and your diaphragm will turn into a pumpkin." Cinderella agrees to be home by 2 o'clock in the morning, but the appointed hour comes and goes and Cinderella doesn't show up. Finally, at around 5 a.m., Cinderella shows up, looking love-struck and very satisfied. "Where have you been?" demanded the fairy godmother. "Your diaphragm was supposed to turn into a pumpkin 3 hours ago." "I met a prince, fairy godmother. He took care of everything." "I know of no prince with that kind of power. Tell me his name." "Oh, I can't remember exactly," says Cinderella. "It was Peter something or other." Oh! "I remember when my ex texted me, 'Can you delete my number?' I responded with, 'Who dis, Dad?' So, son, what does he want to be when you get older?" "Son, I want to deliver pizza or be a plumber." "Dad, stop watching porn, son." "What you talking about, Willis?" "Don't you think that it's pretty ironic and funny that Trojan is a name for a brand of condoms? I mean, why name it after something that, after penetrating the wall, breaks wide open and lets out thousands and thousands of little guys to fuck things up for everyone? If couples who are in love are called lovebirds, then couples who always argue should be called angry birds. You are never worthless. Organs go for a hell of a lot on the black market. It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Then it's just a game called Find the Eye. There are smart men, handsome men, rich men, sexy men, and sweet men. And then there's the combination of all of them that we call unicorn. Man goes to see the rabbi. "Rabbi, something terrible is happening and I have to talk to you about it." The rabbi asked, "Tell me what's wrong, son." The man replied, "My wife is poisoning me." The rabbi, very surprised by this, asked, "How can that be?" The man then pleads, "I'm telling you, I'm certain she's poisoning me. What should I do?" The rabbi then offers, "I'll tell you what. Let me talk to her, I'll see what I can find out, and I'll let you know." A week later, the rabbi calls the man and says, "Well, I spoke to your wife. I spoke to her on the phone for a good 3 hours. You want my advice?" The man anxiously says, "Yes, please. Take the poison." Then, avoid any arguments about the toilet seat. Just use the sink instead. A man on a date wonders if he'll get lucky. A woman already knows. Women used to be like butterflies. Beautiful and hard to catch. But most of you nowadays are like mosquitoes. Annoying and easy to smash. Out of all of the poop in the whole world, who decided that bat shit was the craziest? Boss, we're going to be doing some random drug testing next week. Me. All right, but I won't be trying any of that fentanyl shit. My next door neighbor knocked on my door last week wearing just a see-through negligee, asking to borrow a cup of sugar, and then winked at me. And then asked to come in for a cup of coffee. I said, "Fuck off, Dave." A man is sitting and reading the newspaper when his wife sneaks up behind him and whacks him on the head with a frying pan. "What was that for?" he asks. "That was for the piece of paper in your trouser pocket with the name Mary Ellen written on it," she replies. "Don't be silly," he says. 2 weeks ago, when I went to the races, Mary Ellen was the name of one of the horses I bet on." His wife seemed satisfied at this and apologized. 3 days later, he's again sitting on a chair reading the newspaper when she nails him with a bigger frying pan, this time knocking him out cold. When he comes around, he asks, "What the hell was that for now?" The wife replies, "Your horse phoned." A man with a peg leg, a hook hand, and an eye patch went to apply to be a pirate. Interviewer: "How did you get that peg leg?" Pirate: "Arr, I got me leg shot off during the First World War." Interviewer: "How did you get that hook?" Pirate: "I got me hand cut off by a big knife." Interviewer: "What about your eye patch?" Pirate: "It was a rainy afternoon, and I looked up into the sky, and a bird crapped in my eye." Interviewer: "And that put your eye out?" Pirate: "No, it was the day after I got me hook."